What's up, everyone? This is Isaac with Hunger Smash Fitness, coming to you once again with my block's strongest man.
Ciao, homie. Welcome back to My Block's Strongest Man, where we bring strongman into the mainstream by discussing all of the latest strongman events in the greatest analytic detail that you'll find anywhere on YouTube. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to this channel. Make sure to comment below whether you agree or disagree with my videos. I love the engagement, and I respond to every single comment. Now on to today's topic.
We have some amazing guests today. We've got TR and Justin. Maybe Justin, you want to go first and just a little introduction about yourself, how you got into strongman, all that sort of stuff?
Sure. So I'm Justin Minning. Got into strongman when I actually moved out to Colorado in 2013. So I moved out here, and there used to be a show every year in Parker. It's called Parker Days at their festival. Went out there and watched that. I stayed the whole day, watched it from start to finish, man, and just didn't actually know any of the guys competing and just fell in love. So right after that show was done, I was like, where do these guys train? I got to go get into this. Found their gym, got hooked up with them, and was bit by the bug ever since, like most people are who get into strongman. So I've been competing now for probably almost, 7 years, off and on. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. So then, TR, if you want to just do a little introduction about yourself, how you got to where you are today.
Sure, yeah. TR, I have been competing in strongman for almost 5 years. I got my pro card last year as a lightweight for Strongman Corporation. I compete at Masters Nationals. I've been to Nationals, I guess it would be 7 times if I include my 2 Masters Nationals. So, yeah, it's been a ton of fun. I used to CrossFit before I did strongman, and a group of us at my old CrossFit gym wanted to try strongman, and I was hooked, just like Justin. You know, after you do your first competition, it's like I gotta go with this. This is great. Yeah.
Speaking as a guy in my 40s, Masters counts, TR. Masters counts.
Masters counts a lot. Those, I'm telling you that those are the hardest competitions. It's crazy. Those ladies are not messing around. Yeah.
And Justin, the unique thing about you is, if I'm correct, you're a USS state chair. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, I am the Colorado United States strongman state chair.
So how did that kind of come across your desk, that opportunity, and what are the duties of a state chair?
Yeah, so that came across here just recently, this last year, in September, late in September. So Anthony San Lorenzo, another Colorado guy who you've had on the channel here before, was the old Colorado state chair, and he was ready to kind of hang it up with that and continue to just really focus on his actual strongman career and just really dive everything into that. So there was a little thing going between me and a couple of other people out here, and so we flew Willie out to our first show that we hosted last September called the Tournament of Titans,
which was awesome.
Good time.
Super
Fun people. TR competed in it. Smashed everybody, of course. So it was a good time. And then, Willie just went ahead and went with me and said, you know what, let's make it happen. So biggest responsibilities is, make strongman fun, right? Let's get everybody out into strongman. Let's grow the sport. Let's host as many shows as we can around the state. Let's get everybody into it.
For sure.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. So for everyone watching right now, we have a couple more guests that'll be trickling in as the live stream goes. So stay tuned. I think most of them are pretty exciting. We'll see what you guys think. But so now let's head on over and let's just start looking at some of the videos that John and I put up this week. So if I can figure out how to share the screen here.
And maybe while you're doing that, when we look at them, Justin and TR can be the judge of which are our best.
All right.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing this now?
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome. So this is John's channel right here. John, you want to talk a little bit about the videos that you've done?
Yeah, like about 1,000 of them this week. So I think you might even have to scroll down more. Let's see.
Well, here's our last live stream.
Yeah, I think I had some overlap that. So Haley and Matt McDougall, part 3 there, that came out this week. Gabby Willits, Jamie Wilson. I mean, I can kind of pick out a few. So one of them is Sarah Huckleby, and she goes by Strong as Huck on IG for people that don't know her. 16 years old with a 400-pound deadlift. So she's going to be competing at Central Georgia's Strongest Man in her father's place. He got hurt and can't compete. And so she's been doing like more powerlifting, but got thrown into it, and she's excited. And, you know, like I said, I called her the prodigy there. Like I said, 16 years old with a 400-pound deadlift. So super exciting. I don't know if you guys have checked her out yet.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What?
I was going to say, because you did a couple others with people that we're interviewing today as well, right? I'm not seeing all of them.
So Tanna Rae isn't published yet. Got to get her on the schedule.
Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
Yeah, and scheduled. A lot of them are Central Georgia. So Big Game Jay is Central Georgia's competitor. He's competing novice heavyweight. The yoke in that competition, 650. He's training with like 925. So he's a monster.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Steve Schmidt, living legend. I mean, you guys know Steve Schmidt, right? He kind of destroys every Mauser block he finds. Walked on as a last minute at Mammoth and set a world record. So I had him on. Seth Thompson also competing at Central Georgia, and the guy next to him is Israel Harrison, and so they train together. The one where I have the middleweight missile and the lightweight rocket, they train together, and actually have a whole kind of team. Mary Penniman is with them as well. Big Game Jay is with them as well. So Alanis Landro's with them. So all five of them are kind of coming to make a lot of noise at Central Georgia's Strongest Man on March 27th, which to remind all of you, I'm doing color commentary on with John Greaves III from Garage Gym Life Media. So go over to that YouTube channel, set your reminder. It's going to be off the hook.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. So if you have not checked out my blog, Strongest Man, make sure you head over there and subscribe and watch and like all of his videos. Yeah, that's it to say with that.
And anybody watching, feel free to give us some comments. Let us know some questions you might want to ask our guests, and we'll be, as long as they're clean, happy to do it.
Yeah. You know, I love it when these guys come in as a crew. You know, to come compete together. I know, like TR and Blacklist, they brought, I don't know how many last time, 10 people to our show, and they were just out there killing it. So it's like old school West Side when they come in the building, like everybody's like, oh no, these guys are here? Yeah.
Well, same with you guys when you guys came to our show. You brought your whole crew. So it's
well, I mean,
fun.
We're like 20 minutes apart. How can we not, right?
I know, right?
That's awesome.
You both sound like you're like Thor. You bring everybody you know to a competition.
You bring everyone you know.
That's right.
You bring your crew.
Yeah, let's not bring up Thor with his whole entourage that he shows up with. Yeah, so with me, I was mostly just focusing on the World Ultimate Strongman 2021, doing all the predictions and highlights with everybody with that, which that just happened today. I will be working on a post-World Ultimate Strongman video saying whether I was correct with my predictions or if I was way off and all that, going through, analyzing all of it.
And Isaac, is that a one-day competition?
Yeah, it happened today.
Yep.
So results are already out.
That
Okay.
was a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it's very fast-paced. They blazed through everything pretty quickly. There were a couple things that they switched during the competition, which I was a little upset with because it threw off some of the early athletes, and then they switched it like halfway through the event. So the later ones kind of paired a little better. Yeah, like the deadlift, loading the plates and all that. Yeah. I'm going to do a video and talk about all that as well.
I haven't seen it yet, so we're saying there's been another misload for the second time since January?
No, so it wasn't a misload. What they did, because they told everybody that they had to load their own plates for the event. And then the first couple athletes, they would unstrap and they'd like put a plate on one side, and then the loaders would load the plate on the other side, so the athlete was kind of running back and forth. And then after about the third or fourth athlete, the loaders just started putting all the plates on for them. So then after about third or fourth athlete, they started blazing through them way faster. And so like with some of them, with like Ivers and stuff, Ivers did really well overall. And I think he would have had a much better time in the deadlift if he would have just stayed strapped in and gone through. So there were a couple things like that where it was a little upsetting to see because it kind of threw it off for the athletes a little.
Bobby Thompson.
We got Josh Hillen in the comments, and he's saying the same thing you are about Ivars.
Yeah, I think with the way Ivars was looking, I honestly kind of discredited him. I thought he was going to be kind of middle of the pack, and he was blowing away events. I was like, well, I should have done a little more research and predictions on him, I guess.
Yeah, no, he was the same thing at WSM. He just was surprisingly consistent, and I became a big fan there.
Yeah,
I've only made it about halfway through so far, but Bobby Thompson on the deadlift, I mean, that was ridiculous. That was awesome.
Bobby,
I haven't seen it yet, but did you see Bobby Thompson at the Mammoth on the deadlift medley?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, you guys should go to YouTube, Garage Gym Life Media. They streamed it and they have the recording there. Check out the damage that Bobby did on the deadlift. He was just like, Isaac, is it fair to say far and above everybody else?
Oh yeah. He blew, and you had some decent deadlifters there as well. And Bobby demolished everybody.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
As he did today, he was like waiting for another load.
Right.
He didn't even realize he was done. He was like, "Oh, that was it. Like, all right, guess I'm done."
Here we go. Kim Scott says, "Hi, TR and Justin."
Hi, Kim.
Yeah, so I think that's about all there is to say about that. Do you want to start going through some of these videos here, or should we wait for more of the guests to show up?
I mean, we could start. The one thing I wanted to ask you was just, I know you don't want to kind of give it away until you make your reaction videos, but overall, do you feel like you were on point with your predictions, just generally speaking, or were you more surprised?
About half the athletes I was fairly accurate with, and then some of them, like Ivers, scored much higher than I was predicting, and then there were a couple that scored quite a bit worse than I was predicting as well. So about half of them I was fairly accurate on. Yeah,
I don't want to kind of jump the gun after seeing Bobby at Mammoth, but my gut instinct was this guy might be the best in the world after I saw him.
Yeah,
after I saw what he did on every event there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really up and coming. He did. Yeah, I'll do a whole video about all that. And he had a good day. He had a very good day overall.
I gotta say that mystery event with the flagpole raise was interesting.
That was very interesting. Yeah.
So I saw just a still photo of like Novikov off the ground. Is that what this is?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody had any time to train for it. Nobody knew what it was until like the day of. So, everybody had their own little methodology for it. Yeah, so Novikov's sitting there jumping as high as he can to get some momentum going with it. Hey, man, it worked. I mean, I was impressed. He's got some hops.
Yeah. So we just had Cecil join us as well. So we'll go ahead and bring him in.
Yeah.
So
what's up, Cecil?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey, Cecil.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Huge.
So
at the house right now, and I was under the sink getting my new garbage disposal installed, and I went, "Oops, I'm late."
Nah, it's all good. Did you get it all fixed? You good?
No, not even close.
Is the water turned off at least? So it's not.
Oh
leaking
yeah,
all
no,
over the
this
place?
has been a 3-month project. We've been washing dishes in the bathtub, so soon it'll be done.
Productive. So maybe
all I gotta say is this, so like I'm sick and tired of Isaac telling me how strong he is every day, like every single day. So I'm just so glad that one of his stronger friends is here today. This is just amazing.
Someone who puts me to shame. Is that what you're saying?
The key to get Isaac to shut up is make him log press until he gets really sick, and then he gets this really stern look on his face, and he gets quiet. And then he doesn't.
I hate log press.
It gets kind of pithy. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly because one, I suck at log press, and Cecil's really good at it, and so then I always feel horrible because he'll just keep going and going and going, and I'm like, I'm burnt. I can't go any further.
I tapped out.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to become friends with the log, I feel like.
Yeah. I've got, a 7.5 foot wingspan or whatever too. So I've got these freakishly long arms. So bench and overhead press and stuff like that has never been my favorite thing.
You're what, like 6'3", 6'4"?
About 6'5".
Even better.
That's tall.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Yeah.
You give really good hugs.
Oh, I'm fantastic at hug. I go twice around, you know. So it's all the way.
That's awkward.
Cecil, before we go too much further, you want to give a little introduction about yourself and how you got into strongman and all that?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Hold on a second here. Okay, making sure my dog wasn't going to start barking here. Hi, Cecil Robinson. Got into strongman about 4 years ago. From there, I've competed in.
I think you're cutting out there.
We can't hear you. There you go.
Heard that.
Raced motocross at a pretty competitive level when I was younger. Rode for Honda, got hurt a couple times pretty bad. And then that kind of put the kibosh to that. But even when I was racing, I was constantly in the gym training, getting conditioning in, cardio, and that whole 9 yards. Always loved working out. Got into bodybuilding. Competed a couple times in bodybuilding, and then liked the appeal of the competition more or less, like CrossFit. So I competed. Didn't really compete, I guess, in CrossFit, but I tried it out for quite a while. There's a couple local gyms around here, so I trained out there doing that. And then just watching all the dorks that show up to CrossFit was not my thing. And I mean, great people, but it is a total niche community, like not with us or against us. So definitely didn't like that. And then was watching the Eddie Hall documentary, that first one that came out years ago, Eddie Strong or something like that. And I just remember looking at my wife and I was like, I'm going to do that. And then from there, it's been downhill from there.
By the way, no offense. I was going to say, no offense, Tanna Rae, you do CrossFit, right?
Well, no, I did do CrossFit, and for 5 or 6 years, like super into it, drinking the Kool-Aid for sure.
And she's definitely with us, not against us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I made the switch over. I tried to do both at the same time. That didn't really work, so I had to choose, and I had to choose strongman. It's just super fun. Yeah.
I think that's a good decision.
Yeah, good decision.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe from here, let's go through what's the best let's go with what's the best lifting advice you could give someone who's getting into strongman or who's showing interest in strongman at this moment?
The best lifting advice? I would,
or just general advice.
Generally, I wouldn't max out every day. I wouldn't do the most you can do every time you come into the gym. Even though it seems super fun, it's not the smartest thing to do. But sometimes you got to control yourself. I feel like new people get so excited, and then it's just, kind of want to max out every day.
I might even start. I mean, that's an awesome point. Yeah, because everybody assumes that strongman you go 100% of the time, and really it's like we only do that. Only in competition you actually go 100% of the time. But
yeah,
I would say a lot of things too is it's going to be frustrating. You're gonna leave the gym absolutely pissed, not wanting to lift again. You're going to be super frustrated because something's not moving. And strongman teaches, I guess I could relate it to like gymnastics. You got to learn how your body want to move for certain movements. And until you can watch other people's techniques till you're blue in the face and you've burned up a full battery on your phone or computer. But at the end of the day, you gotta just knuckle up and keep trying and training and trying and training and trying and training. And when you, like Isaac's seen it, I yelled the F word and walked out, and that was the end of it for the day for me. And we just started on a workout, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, and as soon as I know when I'm frustrated, like my workouts tank. I guess my best advice is to say like push yourself to be better, but don't expect to be better. Don't expect to be there in a year.
Yeah. Takes a long time. Takes a long time to get comfortable with those weird implements, and
you're going to get hurt along the way too. And then that's another thing. You have to get used to just kind of feeling when you're having heavy training cycles, you just kind of feel icky, and it is, you're not going to feel like you just left a resort or something like that. Your knees are going to hurt. You're always going to have something that just kind of hurts, and you got to just say, it's the sport I love to do. It's the sport I love. It's what I do. You get over it. Nut up or shut up.
Yeah, I'd say to add to that, find some friends. I mean, find a crew to go lift with. As much as this is kind of an individual scoring sport that we're into, it is not an individual sport that we do. Strongman Saturdays or Sundays, for anybody who trains on Sundays, it's a crew atmosphere, and we're all there to help everybody out. Especially, we get a lot of newcomers coming through Nick's Performance that come and train with us, and myself, brother, everybody who's there who's been a veteran will take the time out of their workout to help you out. So jump into a group. Don't be scared. We look a little bit rough on the outside, but we're all just a bunch of big-hearted teddy bears on the inside. So we're here to help. We'll help train little techniques here and there that we see, and not everything, like to Cecil's point, not everybody's technique is the same. So we might give you a cue and it might just not work for you. So try something from somebody else and see if that feels better on your mechanics, your techniques. So just find some friends. That's why Strongman Saturdays are usually 4 or 5 hours. We do a lot of talking too.
A lot of talking.
Yes.
Yeah. It's super fun to get tips from everyone. Yeah. It's like, you're not going to have one person tell you how to do everything. It's just not going to work. You're going to need tips from everyone at every level, I say.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah,
The good thing for me is I have no technique. So when somebody tells me something, it's always helpful.
Perfect.
I don't know. I guess to Justin's point, that's what makes Strongman. I mean, I'll just say it. I think it's better than anything else out there. Like you said, Justin, like a lot of us, I'm in competition. I'm pushing almost 400 pounds and I have a pissed off look on my face, but Isaac knows, like, we all start hanging out and chatting and I will pitch you shit left and right. And you better pitch it right back, and like you said, we got a full gym here at the house, and, her and I have gone, she's ran phones and she's working with circus dumbbells and stuff like that. But, she's came along with me to, like you said, these groups of guys, and like everybody I've met, just some of the best people out there. Like I haven't met anybody. Even I got a couple pros live nearby me. Like they're some of the nicest guys out there. And they're like, "Oh, dude, try this or try that." And I'll just say it, man. It's not like that in any sport where people are like, "You can do better. Let's see if we can compete together. Let's do this, try that." Hey, man, don't get mad. That's what makes the sport of strongman awesome.
That's right. Yeah, and then if you get lucky enough, you can come over to my house after Saturday Strongman. We can have big barbecue and grill and chill, and we have a good time then too.
Just keep it going.
Just keep it
going all day.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, man. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I was gonna say, Justin, I got to see how far you live from me. I'm in Northeast Washington, so it might be a little bit of a drive, but I could probably make it work for it.
We get plenty. We get plenty of planes out here. Come on out.
All righty. Well, let's start working through some of the videos before Steve gets here. Let's bring this back up. So, John, you wanted to talk about this one first?
Yeah, so Sam and Jessica Fithin are both going for the circus dumbbell record at Clash on the Coast, and it's going to be 185 for the record. Current record is 180, and I think Donna Moore has it tied with, I forget who. It might even be Sam. But yeah, so they're going for the record, and I just wanted to talk about who all of you think has a better chance to break it, if either or both. What are your opinions?
I'm just so excited to see two chicks. I love seeing all the ladies in strongman breaking all these records. Yes.
Hell yeah. The one caveat is Jessica's doing it on her off arm because she's got an elbow issue on her good arm. So,
but it looks like her training is going well, even though it is on her.
Yeah.
Her, not her main arm.
Yep. Yeah. So let's have a look here.
Oh, come on.
Come on. There we go.
That's the best part here. Get it out.
That's my Wi-Fi. Sorry. Just had to keep you in suspense.
Yes.
She made it look easy.
Even with the turn and drop still, yeah.
Yeah. Her lefties stepping up to the plate.
I think this is really going to come down to the day of and competition adrenaline that's going for them. You know, that's really always the biggest thing in a show. You can train all you want. Training can go really well. You know, you can put up some big numbers, but if you come down to the day of, that adrenaline that gets you going, some people got it and some people don't. So we'll see what comes to the day of. They're both looking super strong. So either way, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to what you have on the day of, I think we saw Jessica at the Mammoth just go take a Mauser block and wreck it. And so, you know, that's not an issue for her. She always has it when she needs it on the day of.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, let's go through. Let's look. Do you want to go through Justin's video right now?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's see. So this is you going. Or no, let's see. Is this the right one?
This is actually my little brother.
That's his brother.
That's your brother.
Jeremy.
This is my little big brother because he's actually heavyweight and I compete at middleweight. So he's the bigger of us. He's actually the strong one. I'm just the pretty one.
There you go.
So we got a new coach here starting in January. First coach that we've ever decided to go through. And we were doing a lot of speed work at the beginning here in January, running with these farmers. And, we made it a competition. Everything that we do, even during training, is a competition. And so, he was trying to beat me every night that we did these farmers and just had a bad pick, just didn't quite get to the end on that one and just pop, there it goes, so.
Man.
Yeah. I still beat him every time. I mean, those heavyweights, so they're big and all, but they're just not all that fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's a little bit faster than you, comparing one video to the other.
Yeah.
But you've got some good speed on you too, though.
So I got a question. If he's strong and you're pretty together, you're Robert Oberst?
I think that's how that works. I think that's how that works. Yeah.
Did you have any other videos you wanted to go through with this, Justin, or any others that you want to talk about? Or
I mean, you can bring up that picture there. I did a little comparison here earlier this week. And it kind of spurred a share your tear situation there on Instagram. So last year in May 23rd, my brother and I were going to have a little competition on just a regular training day. We're going to do some axle overhead press, and we're going to see who can press the most, him or I. So we both were feeling good that day. Everything was good. My elbow has been hurting me a little bit last couple weeks before this. Not a big deal. Just I thought a little tendonitis, I'll be fine. So we both hit 300 on the axle. Not a big deal. And then went for that 315. And on my way up, on the pull up, had 3 pops like rubber bands, pop, and I knew then, I just tore my bicep. So yeah, this picture here is just a couple of weeks, maybe about a month after surgery. I had surgery on June 1st. And obviously from the look of my face there, I was not a very happy camper during that time, a little bit depressed, even having a bad beard day, obviously. Looks a little rough. So lost a lot of size, of course, as it goes. And I was listening to the doctors, being smart, staying off of listening-ish, I guess. I wasn't supposed to go to the gym, but legs are fine, right? There's no reason in hitting some SSB, hit some pit shark, single arm deadlifts, which I don't suggest anybody do. So I took a good picture because I knew this was gonna change whenever I got back into it. And then picture on the right is just from a couple weeks ago. Everything's coming back nice. I'm feeling really good again. I'm feeling strong. Like, I'm recovered. Bicep tear, it's like the badge of honor in strongman. If you haven't tore your bicep, I mean, are you really trying hard enough? So
I guess I'm not trying hard enough.
I don't suggest it.
I don't want to do that.
Done it. Don't do it, but it's a quick recovery. Really, if you listen, pay attention, take it slow on the recovery side of things. And then when it's time to go, I got cleared in October, sometime late October. And right after that, I was back in it. They said, take it slow. Sure, I did for about a week. And then, I was starting to push again. So,
yeah,
big goals.
Yeah, and by the way, Justin, both Josh Hillen and Kim Scott in the comments say you look jacked on the right.
Oh, well, thank you, guys. It's the shorter beard. See, that's what just makes me look fitter. You know.
Yep, there you go. Do you know, was it the long head or short head of the bicep, or do you know where the tear happened?
It was a distal bicep tear, so it tore down at the bottom where it connected to the forearm. And I got lucky. I had my elbow sleeves on, and it didn't roll up very far, so they didn't have to fish it out of the shoulder or anything. And I got it looked at, right after it happened. Went and got the MRI, got the surgery scheduled within 8 days of tearing it. So it was a quick, simple fix, no pain whatsoever during the surgery. Afterwards, recovery went really well. They just pulled it down, put an endo button in there, and said, let it heal, and it'll be fine. It's okay.
Yeah. Man. So Cecil, I wanted to go through, you've got a video. So I love, Cecil really explains to the weights what he's going to do to them before he moves them. He has a really heart-to-heart conversation. I don't know what he's telling them, but it always works, and the weight always moves. So, Cecil, you want to talk about this a little bit more?
Sure. Basically, me saying to myself, "Don't fuck it up, dude."
Well, you didn't.
Nobody wants to post a gym fail either, so yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to get into that zone, and you hit some smelling salts, and you sit there for a minute while you get some oxygen back in your brain for that 30-40 seconds it takes. And then I found that as long as I'm committed to the bar, I'm not so it's either moving it or I'm breaking some process of moving it. So that's just me kind of finding my dark place to get it, because I knew that was first time I'd pulled 700 for a double, and I really should have went for a triple or even pulled it for 4. Now, I mean, hindsight being 2020, and deadlift just absolutely sucks the life out of you. I feel like it just makes it feel like you're pushing your legs through concrete is what it feels like. And then you watch a video and you go, "Oh, that wasn't bad at all." You're kind of past the point of no return if you think that. So, just trying to get in my mindset, kind of get a dark place in my head that I need to, just so I can get those pulls in and get it done.
See, it looked to me like you were having a whole conversation with the bar before you got going. So I pointed this one out to Isaac. And you said something really interesting that I think people who haven't competed like me didn't know. So I thought that when you use the smelling salts, you got to go as quickly as possible. But you're saying 30 or 40 seconds. That's very interesting.
Usually for me, been using that skull smash. And I mean, that stuff, when you hit it, the back of I know I've got it good when the back of my brain feels cold. And
Dang.
And it's always kind of like, for me, I get that massive head rush. It kind of hits me. The fight or flight kicks in, and then at that point, I know it's time to go. So I just need that, and I'm sure if you mic it, I'm definitely talking to myself, trying to get myself into that kind of that dark place that I need to go when I do all these big lifts and stuff like that. And Isaac's known, he hears me mumbling to myself when I'm getting ready to do those big lifts, and it's really just me getting myself kind of in that zone.
I think Kim knows exactly what you're telling yourself when you're lifting heavy.
Oh, that's happened before. I've always wanted to make a shirt that was called Skid Marks and Deadlifts.
Maybe if my channel gets big and I get my own clothing line and all that sort of stuff, I'll let you design some t-shirts for me that way.
Yeah, I mean, I've deadlifted with Chris Duffin at Kabuki Strength, and we've done the whiskey before, and that works pretty good. But that's kind of a precursor, and I'm talking about post deadlift. Like there's either blood or poop for me, always.
By the way, Kim Scott's had some really good comments on this stream. Kim, pop your IG handle in the comments. I'm trying to find you on Instagram, and there's a lot of Kim Scotts. Thank you.
It's Strongman Kim Squats.
I knew one of you would know it. Thank you.
Yep.
So did we want to go through the Andrew Prosser video as well, John?
Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
Andrew is competing at Central Georgia Strongest Man. He's kind of a quote-unquote last-minute addition. And this is because Cody Reese decided not to compete. His body really wasn't reacting the way he wanted it to. So Andrew Prosser's in there now. He's a big guy, 6'5", 400 pounds. And the one thing that got my attention here was it's like I'm just trying to figure out what I'm watching. Like, I couldn't find two farmers, so I just practiced with one. And it's kind of – I was talking with John from Garage Gym Life Media earlier, and he called it a suitcase carry, which is apropos, right? That's what it looks like. So I just wanted to get folks' opinions on, like, have you trained this way on purpose, or is this because you can't find a matching farmer?
I've trained this way on purpose.
Yeah. It's really
definitely core stability. I mean, that we've worked on that a lot. Worked up to a heavy single suitcase carry for 60 feet. Yeah.
I've
it's
only
awkward as hell, though.
Honestly, I've only trained this way once when I tore my bicep and I wanted to do farmers like everybody else was doing. So just did one arm on my left arm, and way harder. Talk about a lot of core strength and stability and finding that right lean too. You don't get to stand straight up and down and walk like a normal person. You almost have to be like Spider-Man walking sideways on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, he says he's doing 260 one-armed here, and I think I found another post of him doing 325s in two hand, per hand in two hands. So it kind of proves his point that it is, and all of your points, that it is way harder. Cecil, how about you? Have you done this one?
Yeah, but I've done it suitcase carry, but my biggest kick lately has been taking like a 60 to 75 pound kettlebell and then holding that up, doing like a single arm press, and then walking with it. I'm just doing really like slow steps because I just got bad shoulders, and I find that if I find where my shoulder wants to lock in, it really kind of helps me connect with like circus dumbbell, because you can feel you get that brace in through your abdominals, you're feeling it in your obliques, you're kind of tying your hips into it all, and then you kind of flat into it in your shoulder. And so that's something that I've done quite a bit of, just trying to find my balance in shoulder pressing, because it's always been a fight for me.
All right, cool. Very interesting. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to get some expert opinions on whether this is commonly done or kind of he was improvising in the moment.
So, and we have another guest here now. So let's go ahead and bring him on. Steve, what's up?
Steve Fotion.
Feeling good. Just got back from training. Hoovered down a pizza when I got home. Did a little leg session with my compression bags, and figured I'd jump on here and see what you guys were all doing.
How's the leg feeling, buddy?
You.
Legs are coming along very slowly, but that you got to start at 0 to go to 10. So
you do.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, we really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Tanner, you look good.
Thank
you. All
you.
Look great.
Thank
Justin,
you.
guys
I'm
ready
so
for
happy
next
to
weekend?
see you.
Well, we were planning on coming down there this weekend, except for the this fake snowstorm that we didn't get.
I know, it's such a false alarm.
Snowmageddon, yes.
Right? Oh my God, they sold it like it was the end of the world.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
That's all right.
not even sticking to the streets.
You guys haven't got snow down there yet then either?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. But like I said, the Shamrock Showdown is next weekend. I'm glad this weekend, let's get this all out of the way so we don't have this weather next weekend.
I mean, you could have, the coldest day of the year and have a competition that day. I mean, you could do that.
Yeah, I think I know you did that, right?
Yeah. It's a good time.
Outside doing some Denny holds in, what was it, -2 that day with the snow coming down?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's too strong, man, there.
That is. Yeah.
Be adaptive.
So Kim in the comments says hi, Steve, as well.
Hi, Kim. Oh, I can't wait to get back. I'm going crazy, being very limited on what I can do.
Yeah.
I'm also being very inventive.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So, Steve, maybe for those who don't really know you that well, you want to just talk about yourself a little bit, how you originally got into strongman and kind of what all is going on with your legs right now too.
Oh,
so.
Well, I actually was looking at a picture today from 2012 was my first contest, but I opened up a gym in 2009. It was a 10-year plan when I finished college that I wanted to open up a gym, but it took me 20, and I paid for. We played football, for 14 seasons, and I wanted to do something different. So we started talking to Big Stan Carradine down there in Denver and Mike Burke, and we went down there like 2010. And I love those guys, met them, and I love the sport. And the rest was history after that, because I certainly 2010 went down, started building equipment in 2011, and competed in 2012. So it's been a minute, and it's the best sport that there is. The camaraderie, the family, the encouragement from every athlete, and you meet it wherever you go. It's absolutely amazing.
Dan's awesome, by the way. I don't know. Have you seen the Garage Gym Life Media video about his garage gym? It's incredible.
I haven't had a chance. I went to do it one day, and then, of course, I got distracted down the rabbit hole. You know, once you're on the internet, you get lost sometimes. But for those of you guys that don't know, I was competing at Masters Nationals in Kentucky, trying like hell to win my third title. And in the second event of the day, my quads decided to quit on me, and both quad tendons failed, one almost immediately after the other. And it's my own stupid fault. I had changed up some technique and was really slapping my feet. And the only thing I could come up with, because 2 weeks prior, I had done all of the events on a Saturday, no trouble. And then on the day of contest, for them to fail like that was pretty discouraging. And it'll take me a year and a half to get back, probably maybe a year to get back if I can compete again. We'll see what happens with the tendon and how things feel.
Yeah.
You'll be back.
That was tough to watch, Steve.
Oh, man.
That was heartbreaking. Yeah.
The bugger of it, I sat on the dirt that morning, and I said, if I had won that event, and I was on my way to winning that event, because I think it was on my second or third rep when my quads failed. Had I won that event, all I had to do was finish second in the other three events, and I would have won. And I was sitting in the dirt with my feet folded underneath me, and I said, damn, I guess I can't finish.
Yeah. As we were all on the sidelines, I couldn't even breathe. It was like, oh my gosh, what happened? What happened?
When they popped, it sounded like a ratchet strap breaking, one right after the other. And as it turns out, one had some calcification on it, and it had been a troubled knee for years. So it was suspect at best. But being that I was in that explosive part of the eccentric movement of that, the good leg couldn't maintain that load. I mean, it was one hell of a load on that.
It was heavy.
Oh, they felt so light that day. It was awful, just awful. But, live and learn, and if I don't ever compete on the big stage again, I'll bring a bunch of athletes and I'll still be there. I can promise you that. We got some great up-and-comers coming from the Western Slope. So we'll see. I just love Strongman. And just so the rest of you guys all know, we're looking at putting the Crown Mountain Strongman Championship back on the calendar again. But I'm just trying to figure out. No, it'll probably be in October because I have to be able to recruit enough help because I'm not sure what my capabilities will be. So my functions will be limited, but you guys also have nationals that same month.
True.
So we're trying to figure out whether it's late September, late October, because it's just beautiful up here until probably Thanksgiving, hit or miss because we get snow at Halloween. So it's hard to say. So that'll be a good event.
Yeah, you put on a good event, that's for sure.
It'll be back.
Okay, good.
We absolutely love it. And right now, I have to tell you guys, this is my newest venture since I can't compete in Strongman. I've put together a group of guys, and we're going to hike a 14er in September 17th, I think. Actually, it might be the 15th during the week. Some of my adaptive athletes from the Crown Mountain, we are going to conquer Mount Albert.
Awesome.
I won't be walking for another month or three, but come September, we're going to conquer the mountain. So that's our goal right now, is to get up over the mountain and then get back into Strongman.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
And by the way, Steve, you're getting a lot of love from Kim Scott in the comments. She says, I'll help or compete or both.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I'll put her on the list. And just so everybody knows, what I'm thinking of is it's going to be a car deadlift. It's going to be a traditional strongman contest. It'll be a 5-run AWESEOME series, car deadlift, log press, yoke, and farmers.
Sweet.
Traditional. But it's going to be heavy, and it's going to be probably a little bit longer than normal.
Perfect.
That's why I like to hear that. Yeah, let's make these shows heavy again. Let's put the strong back in strongmen.
Yes, it's not a fitness contest.
We need heavier competitions. We need people to train up to that level. I know if you're training, you're hitting the weights, you're like, okay, I got this for 5, 10 reps. Like, that's great, but what about these shows that you're like, I'm really not sure if I can even hit that weight, but maybe on the day of it's going to be there. Those are the shows that are really fun to go watch.
And they also make you better, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to get a PR in the gym, but it's even better to get a PR in contest. No question.
Sure.
That's right.
Well,
and I know Steve was saying that his weights felt light, but Mammoth was heavy for everybody else.
Yep.
I thought Masters weights were heavy, Steve.
I see. They were, and that's the whole thing that drives me crazy. They were all working weights for me. So it was more about speed and timing, and I was trying to go super fast, be super efficient, and I had such tunnel vision that and I lost my mind, and I broke. It's just that simple. But another part of me says that I've always said I was durable, but I would either go or blow. Well, we blew. It was a great contest, and Mike Tumanillo is a great athlete, and I really wanted to beat him because every time I've competed, he hasn't. And then when he's won, I haven't been there. So it was one of those, it's like bring the 2 best old guys and let's see what happens.
Yeah, because you weren't there last year.
No, because I was recovering from a hamstring from the year before. So we've been going really hard for probably the last 6 or 7 years, competing at least 3 times a year. So maybe it was just time to take a break.
Time to take a break.
And my body's saying, "Hey, back off." Well, I'm long from done. As soon as I'm able to drive, I'll be heading to Denver every Saturday to be training with Brian again to get him prepped for Worlds.
Sweet.
And we have the Classic, which is going to be in August. I have to work that, and we'll see what happens after that.
You have to come down and check out Blacklist.
Well, that's been on my list. But
Okay.
when we were scheduled to come down this weekend, but then when the storm came,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to risk it. So
Not
next
worth it.
weekend I'm in Nashville, and then the following week we're planning to go to Denver. So we'll make a round of visits because I can't go with Brian, but I can come down and visit for an hour, and then I can
Okay. Sweet.
check out your new facility.
All right. I'm excited to have you.
So I guess real quick, we're getting a little bit of feedback on the mic. So maybe if you're not talking too much, try and mute your mic. And then I was thinking maybe this is a good time. I know, well, Steve, obviously you've been injured in competition. Cecil, I know you've had some injuries and everything. Maybe we could take a moment and just talk about some of the injuries that you've experienced and what you've been able to do to kind of come back stronger post-injury. Whoever wants to go first on that.
Justin, you want to start?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit earlier about mine. Like I said, I
My
tore my
dog's
bicep.
barking. I'm going to mute real quick.
I tore my bicep May 23rd last year. COVID was going on, all this stuff. We were still training at home. We had some equipment at home we were training with, got back in the gym. Brother and I, we went head to head on a axle clean and press little competition just to settle a little dispute. And on the 315 clean, I tore my bicep. So that was, again, one of the faster recoveries to come back from. Got the surgery done June 1st, which was 8 days after I tore it. So a very quick turnaround. Then took some time off, about 2 full weeks off from the gym before I was able to get back in and start hitting some legs again. Yes, I know that wasn't that long. Don't tell my doctor. Did some single arm deadlifts and things, which wasn't recommended, but had to get at it. That's just that mentality that we've all got. So I was really depressed at the time, like most people are, when they're feeling like on top of the world. And I'm going to go to nationals this year. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be great. And then boom, this happens. Like, oh, well, there goes all my plans now. So kind of had to step back, reset a little bit, which was okay because I was just getting into kind of the competition side of hosting of the shows. We actually had planned on doing Tournament of Titans in April. Well, everything was still shut down for COVID, so we actually had to push it to September of last year. So gave me a little more prep time on that, and just getting back into the gym. The biggest thing to me was the people that I surrounded myself with, just keeping me going. I would show up to the gym. Yeah, I'm weak. Yeah, I'm getting small, but I'm still here. I'm going to put this work in. I'm going to focus on something that's good. So the pit shark to me became a really like that. I want to hit heavyweight on the pit shark, right? It's something. It's something I can look forward to. I want to put 1,200 pounds on this pit shark, and I want to squat it down for a few reps and make it feel good. And I accomplished that, but it was something that I could look forward to at that time. I'd still go to Strongman Saturdays, be doing my own thing, but I was still there with the group. So never take yourself completely out of everything when you get hurt. Keep going. I know it's frustrating. It's a really rough time for everything going on, but you're going to recover. Take the time, get recovered, and then come back. And don't just jump back into, oh, I used to be able to do this, or, oh, man, I used to be able to do that. That was nothing. That was light. You're going to have to start over. Depending on what your injury was, and maybe your mechanics are a little different now. And the other big thing is it's mental. So getting back on the axle, clean and press is a little bit of a mental thing for me now. So I've switched up my form a little bit just to make sure, okay, let's not do anything stupid with that again. But that's the biggest thing. Get over that. Don't come in the gym all grumpy. Don't be angry, upset. Take it slow. Everybody gets hurt. You were pushing yourself. That happens. Okay. It's time to move on from that and get better. Because what's the goal is to get back to competition. And that's where you want to be.
Yeah, and I can add to that because mindset is such a huge part of any, from competing to recovering. Surround yourself with positive people. Don't get down on yourself. And truly what we've discovered is over the years that if you're in a depressed state or a mental negative state, your body's in it's more of a flight response as opposed to a fight response, and your endorphins are different, and you will actually heal slower. And the other side of it is getting into the gym, getting the blood flowing. We need that blood flow to heal. If you're just going to sit around on the couch and mope and be whiny, your blood pressure is all the way down, your heart rate's in the toilet, you're probably not drinking or eating. Get moving. I was home a week and I started walking. The doc said, you can walk. I was walking. Sitting in the house drove me crazy. I'm not a person who can sit still. Attitude is so much of getting better and then getting back to it, because you'll find a way. You'll heal. You'll take care of it. You'll be smart about it. Don't give up.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see your attitude, Steve, for sure. Yeah, you got to stay positive. I haven't had like a major injury, like you guys have been talking about. I hurt my back pretty bad a couple years ago before my first Arnold, about 6 weeks before the Arnold. And it was all I could do to stay positive and be like, oh my gosh, am I even I couldn't deadlift, couldn't do anything before. And a couple weeks out before, it's like, okay, I think I can try and push it. And then I retweaked it. And it was just it's so sad. It's so hard to go through that and not get depressed and sad. But yeah, you keep going to the gym, you keep a positive attitude. And I mean, I went and I pulled the deadlift once and I was like, I didn't hurt myself. I'm gonna call it good on that one deadlift on that. That's all you can do. And then it's just like, okay, this next year, it's like, I got to rebuild my back.
Yep. Well, pay attention, listen to your body, do your recovery. Pre-motion movements are so important to avoid injury. But the other side of it is, if you're not getting hurt, you're not getting dinged up, are you really pushing it?
Right.
You know, if you're always just skating, you know, are you really running at 85% or are you pushing it to 95%? You know, well, I can say that I've had a fair amount of experience because I've had both my shoulders rebuilt, one knee repaired once before. So this is nothing new for me. Torn a lat, torn 2 hamstrings, torn a bicep.
Jeez.
You got if you want to win, you need to be able to push the limits. But it's also a risk versus reward. Know when to push and when to back off, and listen to your body. If it says, hey, we need a break, take a break. You know what I mean? Make sure you got proper nutrition. Feeding your body what it needs is huge. And since I've gotten hurt, my nutrition is spot on. I haven't missed a vitamin, haven't missed a fish oil since. Because it's like, well, you can't take you take those little things for granted. And next thing you know, you might be missing something and it could be a weak point.
Yeah.
Huge.
For sure.
Yeah. Take care of your body and listen to it. And don't forget, take those deload weeks for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, those are hard to do, but it's like you have to.
Well, when we first started competing, you know, we didn't know enough not to stop training before a contest. We would train up right to 2 days before a contest and go as heavy as possible. And then it's like, what are you doing? It's like, what do you mean, what are we doing? You know,
we're training. What?
You know,
getting ready.
You know, Brian and Mike Burke are like, no, you got to take a deload week first. And goodness gracious, does your ATP levels in your blood just go up like crazy, and all of a sudden you got more energy on a day of contest, and you go, this
that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Cecil, how about you? What have been your experiences with injuries?
Well, after racing motorcycles, I don't even know where to begin. If you want me to speak just about that, other than a fractured leg, broken jaw, and a separated knee, as far as strongman, separated my right shoulder, which tore my labrum, so I got 4 pins holding that sucker back together right now.
I think
did he stop?
Freeze.
Oh no.
Well, I think his Wi-Fi cut out there or something.
Must be that snowstorm. We actually, and I look out the window now, it's finally snowing.
Is it? It's not snowing down here anymore.
Finally snowing here.
Maybe it's coming this way.
Justin, how many guys do you guys have signed up for next week?
I'm full up. I've got 60 competitors, and I've got a wait list of about 15 people trying to still get into the show. I wish I had a bigger venue, honestly. Something like Parker Days used to be, where you had that wide open space. We just don't have that just yet. But you know, I'm always looking to grow the show, of course. So, and I've got about 18 helpers coming out to keep things moving.
Fantastic.
You know, as anybody who's ever ran a show or competed at a show, you don't want to have a 10-hour day. You know, it's a lot. So getting multiple lanes set up, getting a lot of helpers going, that's the biggest thing about keeping a show moving, because the crowds there, they don't want to sit and watch the same thing being done for 8 to 10 hours a day, right? You know, you got your parents showing up, your mom, your dad, whatever, your brother, sister, wife. They don't want to be there all day just to watch you compete for 5 minutes, right? So usually you have a full day for 5 minutes to show everybody what you can do. Yep. So we're going to keep the show moving. We're going to move it fast. You know, not too fast, but enough time to keep things moving right along. So, yep.
You guys going to have all events out in the parking lot there at Nick's, or is some of it going to be inside?
Some's going to be inside. So we've got the Max log, which we'll be setting some new USS Colorado state records. A lot of people are hungry for that. So that will be inside on the turf. I got 4 lanes of log rolling. So we're going to be moving through.
Fantastic.
Yep. We've got a lot of equipment. Toys, as we like to call them.
Right. Yeah.
So we're gonna push them through. We're gonna kind of run it like powerlifting style. For anybody who doesn't know, you're gonna give me your opening weights on the day of weigh-in, and then we'll kind of let everybody go from the lightest weight to the top weight based on your class, whatever log that you're on. And then we're gonna reorder and run them again. So you get 3 attempts. last attempt, I'm expecting to see some people go for broke, hit some big log numbers. And we did this deadlift ladder at the Tournament of Titans inside the cage.
Yep.
The energy was really off the hook with everybody in there. We had basically 3 lanes set up, and there were 3 deadlift bars on each lane. So we had 12 deadlifts going on, and it was intense. The crowd really got into it. There was a time I was trying to yell on the mic, I couldn't hear nothing. Like, just everybody was getting after. So
electric, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So are you streaming that?
I'm not, unfortunately. Don't have anybody set up to do that this time around, but we're always looking to grow.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, either way, shoot both me and Isaac the information for that. We'll promote you for sure. I got a really big mouth, so we'll promote you for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And you've got 3 promoters here, right? I mean, with Colorado. So anybody who's watching right now, make it out to Colorado to do a show.
Sure.
Since I am the USS Colorado State rep, all of our shows that I run will be USS driven. Guaranteed to do 2 shows a year, possibly 3 if I can squeeze a 3rd one in. And I know TR is starting to host shows now at Blacklist.
Yeah.
So if you haven't made it out to Colorado yet, one, it's a beautiful state. So come on out, take a whole weekend, come check out the mountains.
Sure.
And we are, I'm going to say it, we're probably like the strongest of the strong state. Aver State probably says that, but
we're Colorado strong.
We're Colorado strong. We're putting the strong back in strongman. That's what we're trying to do here. So we're going to have some heavy shows, especially with the Tournament of Titans 2 that's coming up. I got some ideas going. We're just going to keep getting heavier and see what people can do.
Awesome.
Sounds awesome. So, Isaac, I think you're probably keeping an eye out for Anthony at this time. Just wanted to remind you.
Yeah. So Anthony just popped up. We can only do 6 on the stream at a time.
So why don't we gently usher Justin out? Any closing remarks, Justin, that you wanted to share with the team here before we switch segments?
Yeah, if you're in the Denver area next weekend, we're doing the Shamrock Showdown. Come on out, hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun. There are still masks restrictions in the area, so just bring one with you. I'm nobody's mom or dad except for 2 kids, so you can put them on at choice. But anyway, we're going to have a great time. There'll probably be a couple hundred people there, so just, be ready to have some fun. Again, look out.
Cheering you on.
That's right, TR is coming out, so if you want to come meet some big strong men, I've got Anthony San Lorenzo. He's judging. He's one of my judges. John Cotton, if everybody knows John Cotton, and Stan Carradine is coming down to judge as well. So 3 big names in the Colorado strength sport they will be judging you. So if you want to, know anything about strongman, stop by, say hi. Those guys will give you the time of day. So yeah, Tournament of Titans 2 coming up probably this late summer, maybe early fall. Steve will talk later about when you want to do your show so we don't overlap too much. And then, that's about it. Fusion Sport supplements. If you guys are, into pre-workout stuff, they're great. They're based out of New Jersey. Just a single guy, throwing some stuff together, but he does great. He's a sponsor of our show. Always been really good to us. Fringe Sport is also another big sponsor of this coming show. They sent me a lot of cool prizes to give away, and a couple of barbells to give away. One of our events is the Steinhold. So I've got 2 big weighted swords that we're going to be holding out with beer hanging from the bottom in steins. Usually holds are a pretty boring event to watch for spectators, so we're trying to fancy it up a little bit. And for the athletes, the top male and top female who hold it the longest will walk away with a barbell. So that's pretty cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so we're just going to get bigger and better, like I keep saying. We've got a lot of great sponsors, and the biggest thing to me when I'm putting on a show is I want athletes to walk away with something at the end of the day. So their prizes that they get to walk away with are some pretty cool stuff. I know Cerberus is sponsoring us. They're giving us some gift cards. We've got a local massage therapy lady. She's great, does some work on Brian Shaw, Vegas Sports. So you're going to walk away with some cool stuff.
Excellent.
Sounds super cool. I'm really honored that you were able to jump on, Justin. I really learned a ton from you. You had some really awesome opinions and experience on all of our posts today. So, Isaac, any final words you have for Justin before we switch over?
Yeah, no, I just want to say, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to come and hang out with us for a while. And I definitely want to get you back on the stream at some point in the future. Next couple weeks look like they're a little booked up, but maybe next month or something, we'll try and get you back on and give you a nice, 2-hour window where you can talk about whatever you want.
Great. Hey, that sounds great, guys. Yeah, and if you ever come out, let me know. I'll do up some brisket for you or pulled pork or something.
I'm down. My wife's family all lives out in the Springs, and so we head out that way every once in a while. So
perfect.
Yeah, we'll have to swing by and say hi sometime.
Perfect. All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye, Justin.
Thank you, buddy. Take care.
Nice meeting you, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, for anybody else, as Justin just did, we should make it more clear. Feel free to promote anything you like on here. It's no problem at all.
Anthony.
All right, here's Anthony.
Hi,
Hey, everybody.
See you, brother.
What's going on?
What's up, Muscles?
What's up?
So Anthony, you just want to do? Oh yeah, you want to just do like an introduction, explain who you are and all that?
Well, I was just gonna say I've been watching the last couple minutes. It was really cool to see everybody on here, and hear Justin talk about that show. I'm excited to be part of it next week, and I'm sorry if I cut you off, man. Go ahead.
Congratulations on that dumbbell PR last weekend. That was very, very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
Pretty impressive.
Thanks. My previous best before that was 215, and then I saw Nick hit 217, and I was like, I gotta see what I can do now.
I got it.
Wait, so what was it, 235?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big increase.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very nice.
This guy doesn't mess around. I tell everybody, I get good lifting advice from every strongman and strongwoman I talk to, but Anthony's was the best, where he taught me how to do circus the proper way with the hip shift. So props to Anthony, Muscles Marinara, for the best lifting advice from any strongman.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Muscles
Appreciate
Marinara.
Anthony, can you tell us what's going to be the events for that Clash on the Coast? Because I don't know what they are. I don't know if the audience knows or not.
Down here, give me 1 second. It's 10 events across 3 days.
Yep.
So there's quite a bit. So I always forget them off the top of my head here. I got them right here. Give me 1 second. Okay. We're doing like a overhead medley. 1 rep on the log, 1 rep on a Mauser block, and then the Thomas Inch dumbbell for reps away. So that the dumbbell is max reps, just 1 on the block and 1 on the log.
Yep. To get to the dumbbell.
And then we got a duck walk farmers medley, like a carry medley, sandbag carry, and chain drag.
Which he's very fast at. I just watched him do it.
I thought I saw you do that today. It looked
Very
good.
impressive.
Yeah, I was doing that yesterday. Yeah, I've been working on it. It's been getting better. That duck walk is rough, man.
But you look cool. So,
Nobody looks cool doing a duck walk.
the plates just hit the inside of your legs, the inside of your knees. It's just uncomfortable, but you do what you got to do, right?
Yep.
Then we got a max apple on axle. And if you've seen some of these submissions, some of the lifts these guys are doing are unreal. I'm so impressed. I mean, we're seeing guys do 375. 350 plus is the norm now. It's.
Yep. Well, you might see a new record after this.
I can almost guarantee we'd see a new record. Did you see Nick Camby?
I did not.
He was hanging out with Johnny and those guys in Jersey. They were testing equipment for this, and he hit a 413 axle in the gym.
Wow.
Really
That's
impressed.
insane.
Yeah, it was cool. So what else we got here? I got the rest of the event.
And by the way, for folks that don't know, we're talking about middleweights, right?
Yes. Yes. 105. Yep.
For anybody in the audience that doesn't know, we're talking about 105 kilogram middleweights.
We have a finger, a basket squat, a car walk, and stones. And then they are doing those record attempts, right? The log press record attempt. I think they're doing a block too for the women, or I'm not 100% sure. But that's all the
Circus dumbbell.
Circus dumbbell too.
Well, have you guys been able to improvise a way to train the car walk, like tying straps onto a frame to carry? Because it's so much different.
I've just been training with the yoke, but that's a great idea.
Take a frame and put some big old straps on it and throw those over your shoulders because the movement is so much different. It's a whole new animal.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
We've got a frame.
That's what you need.
We've got straps.
Frame and 3-inch straps. Yep.
Okay.
Maybe a clevis or two, something like that.
I've been training like a low pick yoke. So, you have more clearance off the floor, so the yoke will kind of swing a little bit more and you'll have that instability. But I haven't done the frame with the straps. That's a great idea.
Right. Well, in Johnny's car walk, those straps, they're long straps. So that thing wanders like a monster.
Okay.
So you want to get used to that because it's going to and start doing weighted planks.
Yeah.
You'll be very happy with weighted planks to make that exercise a little bit more friendly than it would be normally.
Sure.
I'll do all the weighted planks.
But I'll tell you what, those are the number one core builder for yoke.
Sure.
They made mine go from where 400 was comfortable to where 600 is a piece of cake.
Okay. I definitely have been doing planks. I've been doing a lot of Copenhagen planks recently as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to throw some more weight on there. I'll do weighted planks not as often, but I do a lot of body weight planks. So.
Yeah. Good.
A couple of guys at Blacklist have been like throwing a sandbag on their back and just like seeing how long they could go.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. You got to jump in there with me.
That sounds.
It's like, let's give it a go.
I know. We'll do it.
Is this like a 300-pound sandbag, or are you talking, like a
The last
50?
one I did was a 180.
Ryan Stewart did a 200. Right?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to one-up me.
Yeah.
Ryan Stewart, coming for you.
By the way, Kim Scott in the comments says 105s need love too. So, Anthony, you mentioned Nick Camby. Who else? And I know you kind of root for all these guys. Who else are you competing against?
Oh, man. Well, they finally released everybody, right? Nick Camby, Anthony Deal. Shit, man, there's so many people. You caught me off guard with that one.
Darren's coming down to 105 too, right?
Yeah, Darren's going to be out there.
Yeah.
Tyler Young. Mike Gonzalez just got invited. He's a 200 guy. He's going to come up and do it. Rich Mosengemba, who placed third and also got his pro card at Nationals this past year. Justin Lloyd. Man, there's a lot of guys. I think there's about 30. So check the website. There's more information out there.
Ryan Stewart's in the comments. So, TR, he says that you and Kim showed him how to do sandbag planks.
Yeah, we did. So but now apparently he's doing more than me. So now I have to go in. Now I have a goal this week.
Duh.
Oh, he's out there at Blacklist too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep, we love him. Yeah, he's our big hype man. I would say Ryan Stewart's our biggest hype man for sure.
Nice. I'm Isaac's biggest hype man.
Not very good at promoting myself.
It's nice to have a hype man.
I was going to say, let's go ahead and take a moment real quick because we haven't done this for a little bit. If you're watching the stream right now, make sure you go and follow all these people on Instagram. So I'm Hunger Smash Fitness on Instagram and YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Helps me out. Go to My Block Strongest Man. Subscribe to his channel. And he is My Block Strongest on Instagram. And then Anthony is Muscles Marinara on IG, right?
Yeah, he's _muscles_marinara, right?
Yeah, someone took the other one. I'm definitely the strongest muscles marinara on Instagram.
Nice. And then Cecil is Cecil Diesel Strong. Steve, you're Steve Fotion or just Fotion?
Yep. Just like it sounds in motion.
Okay. And then Justin is Manning Muscle. And TR is TR Manthe.
Just TR Manthe.
So,
yeah. I feel like I need to get more creative.
Yeah, I know. So if you haven't subscribed to these people on IG or if you haven't subscribed to John or I on YouTube, please do so.
Or Blacklist Strong.
And Blacklist Strong. There you go. I don't know if I've subscribed to that yet, so I need to check that one out too.
You got to check that out.
And like the stream as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely. Or dislike. If we're not talking about anything that you're appreciating, you can dislike it as well. But
There's this
it does
guy,
hurt my
Caleb
feelings.
Nash Teamster, I watch on YouTube. He goes, if you like what we did, like. If you didn't like it, like us anyway.
There you go.
Like it.
So anyone else have any upcoming competitions, other ones that we've already talked about? Cecil, do you have anything coming up or anything like that?
Right now, no. Washington's still pretty much locked down due to COVID, as you know, and had to take a step back from training the last few months, trying to get the house done for the wife so she can have her big, beautiful kitchen that she wanted. So kind of had to take a step back, had a couple of nagging injuries, the IT band, and a patella tendon that was just kind of giving me some issues. So I just kind of took the last few months to take a step back. Just been working on the house, really. That's been kind of the key. So I think as it looks right now, I think 2021 is pretty much shot for me. I'm talking to a couple new coaches right now. So definitely going to use 2021 as my big step into 2022 and probably hit at least 3 shows in 2022. So right now, nah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's your knee coming? Is it healing up? Your
What's
patella, you have patella tendonitis? Is that what you were fighting?
Yeah, it was really bad. And I had it in both knees there for a while. Went to physical therapy. That seemed to take the edge off of it. And then for anytime I had some tendonitis in my IT band,
Yeah.
they just really like rest, just some good rest. You know, take a couple of weeks off. The problem with me for my job is I'm on the road sales, so I'm sitting in my truck a lot. So that's sitting their foot in the pedal, that specific angle, man, it just pisses my patellas off. So I've caught myself having to drive for like an hour, get up, walk, go pull over, go for a walk, stretch, do a couple air squats, get the blood flowing. So that's kind of been the MO lately, but I'm feeling 100% now. Got the home gym here, and I'm starting to get back out at training grounds in Bellingham. So we'll be back at it here soon.
Have you got a Theragun?
Yeah, I do.
Because, man, I'll tell you what, it has been a lifesaver for me. When I first got hurt and got home, I had restless leg syndrome like a mother.
Right.
And with the Theragun Pro, you get that soft tip. I was able to go to the bottom of my feet because also my T-bands were killing me too because they were so tight and being bound up.
Okay.
Soft tip on the Theragun relieved a ton of that.
Okay. That's
You know
good
what I mean?
to know.
Have one in your truck. Keep it with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the other thing, I was in a car accident. Last week, 2 weeks ago now. Somebody ran into I was sitting at an intersection and somebody creamed the back, slammed right into the back, and they were doing between 25 and 30 miles an hour. But then I thought I was fine, and then this whole last week I've been a mess. My neck's been killing me.
The whiplash.
Yeah, pressure behind my eyes, my hips. So good thing is, hey, it's on their insurance, so I'll be doing trying to get lots of chiro and getting the massage for right now. Probably a month of that. So I'll keep moving. I mean, back to your point, Steve, man, you can't, even though you have these injuries, man, you got to keep moving.
Yep.
So even if it is just, get in the treadmill, get it in, you grab some dumbbells and move just for a little bit. That seems to be the best. Like you said, hands down, the best recovery. Get that nutrition flowing through your body.
Yep. The body's made to move. It wants to move.
100%.
Well, and Cecil, because you tore, it was your left quad tendon like a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that now?
No, I ruptured my vastus medialis. So, yeah. Yeah, and the stupid thing exploded in my leg, and then the doctor told me there's nothing they can do about it. So
you tore the muscle, not the tendon then? Like correct. The muscle tendon is junction or something like that?
Correct. Yeah, it was almost a complete tear. So that was, I was out for... It sucks. I guess, I jumped to your point too, Steve, like you're saying, you got to take that time. The doctor told me 12 weeks since I was rehabbing it, and 12 weeks came around, and then shoulder pressing one day, I threw the 150s over my head and was repping them out, no problem. And one slipped and it came down, it smacked my quad and I retore it.
Oh, come on.
So yeah. And it's weird. That tear is weird. It feels like a cramp. When you get those cramps in your legs and you kind of stretch it out, you're like, all right, I'm feeling, and it's kind of bothers you. It's a cramp that brings you to tears. You probably felt it when you tore your quads, man. Your legs do all sorts of weird stuff. And that cramp that you feel, my leg locked up. I was in they gave me a leg brace, but my quads are so big that nothing worked.
Yeah.
So I had to just like kind of mentally keep myself straight. And so I walked around in peg leg, and I was working at a little sales desk job at the time. And so I was wearing flip flops and workout shorts to work because I couldn't get pants on. I couldn't put shoes on. So, yeah, that was brutal. That hurt like hell. So
how does it feel now?
Good. It's actually really strong, which is weird. Right back in January, right before I started the whole house remodel here, 600 on SSB was just flowing like butter. So now
and your trust with it is great.
What's that?
You totally trust it now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool.
100%. You know, the walking lunge has been a good one. Started off with body weight, and then slowly started grabbing some kettlebells and stepping on it, and just getting a little more pressure put on it. But yeah, it's 100% now.
Oh,
I just got a goofy looking leg now. Like I got a pretty dominant looking quad on my right leg and my left leg, and it's just kind of flat now. Yeah. So, but it's still strong. The left leg's also the same leg I tore my hamstring on too.
Yeah.
So I've often wondered how much the two coincided. I tore my hamstring, like, was it 3 weeks before Empire Classic over in Spokane, Washington. I tore it like 3 weeks before that. And I was like, yeah, I haven't trained this whole thing. And I could still squat. I could still move. Totally fine. Ended up winning the contest on a torn hamstring. So that was, I don't know how much recovery I really did. I just brute force and ignorance. I just kept moving on it. So I don't know. Yeah, the two could have completely coincided with each other, but my left leg so far is like hamburger meat right now.
Did you have a bunch of physio done on it? The reason I ask is because, having torn a fair amount of muscles, typically muscle fibers go like this, but when they heal, they go like this in all different directions so they don't slide like they used to.
Yeah.
Every time I've gotten something tore, I've always made sure that we break up that scar tissue so everybody slides this way. And that's a really huge factor as far as coming back stronger and healthier and not returning, because when they heal like this, they're not nearly as strong as when they heal like this.
100%. I've been doing I got a really great chiropractor out here. He's Empowered Care Chiropractic. He does and he was a national level bodybuilder. I think Isaac, did you ever go see Frank the Tank at Empowered?
Nope.
No, I never went and saw him. I mean, I know who he is, and I've talked to him and stuff, but I never had him work on me or anything like that.
So I go see Frank because I get Graston sessions done with him.
Yep.
And I was having the biggest thing he's grasping a living hell out of my legs over the years. I go and see him like once. I kind of got two chiropractors. I got one guy that uses the high-low drop table technique, which works really good for my body. And then I go and see Frank, and he's more of the contortionist, kind of crack back, adjust. But I get AR, so I'll do ART with him. I do Graston with him. And then I also get laser therapy done with him too. And my body really works really well with that. But where I found I had issues was I was prepping. I can't remember the show I was prepping for. So I ruptured my quad like 2 weeks before Washington's Strongest Apple with Grant Higa.
Yep.
And then a few weeks after that, my leg was all jacked up, and I was kind of moving around, and I was having issues with my elbows. So then both of my elbows were killing me, and my leg was killing me. And I went and got Graston work done. And he basically kind of did like an overhead tricep extension on me.
Yeah. And
then he just started working it, and it literally sounded like gravel popping in there. Mm-hmm. And he just kept working it and working it and working it and working it. And, I'm red in the face, sweating profusely. And I get done with that session, and all of a sudden, no pain. Like my triceps felt like butter. And then, of course, you get the gnarliest bruises after that, too. I mean, my whole arm was like black and blue for probably about a week and a half.
Retrain that muscle to grow in the right direction and break up that scar tissue is really important.
It's huge. I don't know if anybody else does Graston work, but it'll be the like 10 to 15 minutes of just absolute hell. You'll walk out of there and you'll go, I can do that again. And then you just stay at it, man. You just stay at it. And that's been huge for me, is just lots of Graston work.
Yep.
The relief is huge.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's miserable getting it done. It's not fun at all. Especially my guy. He looks at me, he's like, you can take everything I got. And yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you've seen some of the bruises I get. It's miserable. So it usually takes a few days for the muscle to come back for activation. He's told me to go train after getting grass in, and then I can't feel any activation in that muscle. So to me, it's not worth it. I'll take a couple days off, wait for that bruising to come down, the blood flow to kind of re-normalize that muscle group, and then I'll hit that muscle group again, and then I'm usually good from there.
How's your body holding up, Anthony?
I'm good right now, man.
Fantastic.
No real injuries to speak of. Knock on wood. I have had back injuries in the past. A herniated disc at L5S1 that just every so often likes to remind me it's there.
Yeah.
But
it's just telling you to correct your form. That's all, right?
Yeah.
It says, "Hey, you've broken your form. Get back."
Yeah. I could tell too. When the form is good, it doesn't hurt at all. But
that's amazing.
If it's maybe something real heavy that I kind of go out of form, I feel it the next day for sure. But just keeping that posterior chain strong, Steve, like you were saying, just keep it moving. I have a home gym. The one big piece of equipment I have is a reverse hyper. I just feel like it's so important to have something like that. I use it as much as I possibly can. Just keeping that, like I said, keeping that back mobile. You want to make sure that you do that to help prevent injuries, and that's what I do. But man, hearing your injuries, I didn't realize you've torn that many muscles, Steve. That's
only part of the list too.
Oh, man, you never cease to impress me ever. Oh man, I've torn my adductor. That's really it. I did that on a stone at USS Nationals 2018. That sucked. You can hear it in the video too. I'm picking up the stone, and you hear like a pop, and then I fall over.
Oh.
You say
so I got
adductor? Oh, I was gonna say adductor or abductor.
Adductor.
Adductor. Okay.
You did it on a deadlift, or what did you do it on?
Atlas stone.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
It was the last stone of the competition too.
Yep.
And
it's always the last stone.
It's always the last one.
It's always the last
stone.
Well, I'll throw this out there. Has anybody? I've got a couple trainers at the gym that I train out at, and I love reverse hyper. But they always bug me and ask me why I do reverse hyper so much, and they keep telling me that I'm going to get a weaker lower back because I'm getting too mobile. Anthony, what's your opinion on that? Or Steve, what do you? I've never heard of that, and it sounded like kind of nonsense. But I've had two people come up to me and tell me that, and it just seems like a weird. And I don't get many people that even know what reverse hyper is. So actually, to be in a group here that people know what you're talking about when you say reverse hyper. Has anybody heard that before?
That's why the reverse hyper was invented.
That's what I tell them.
Back injury.
I would strongly disagree with that person.
I would ask them where they came up with that theory from.
Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome. It's helped my stones like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Isaac, we've trained stones before, and we've started off just doing reverse hyper, no weight, and then a 25s, and just slowly working them out, and then doing a bunch of hip activation work, and then crushing stones, and it's been like huge. But everybody's like, "Oh yeah, don't do it too much." Why not?
I don't know as though your mobility could be too good.
Exactly, 100%.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I've subluxed my SI joint, which means that my sacroiliac blew apart, rolled forward in a squat one time, and that was awful painful and doesn't give me any trouble anymore. And that's because I used to squat feet close together, ass to the grass, and I dropped it into the bucket one time too fast and literally subluxed my SI joint. And you want to talk about pain.
Oh, yeah.
I was carried to the hospital that time too.
Just the SI is not really designed to move after about 30 years old or so. With women, it's a little bit longer, but SI is not designed to move. I was going to say with reverse hyper though, because it's the difference between like an open chain movement and a closed chain movement. They both have their purpose and intention, and so it's doing the same thing as like a glute ham raise or something like that. Just working it from the other side, and so you're getting some minor traction on the spine as well, which is really beneficial. So I have no clue why anyone would be against using a reverse hyper for anything like that.
I will say I have seen some people do it wrong, where I feel like they maybe bring their feet too far forward. In that case, if the pendulum is going past 90 degrees, you can have a situation where you might, pull some vertebrae apart more than they should be. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But
I would say that would be a good thing, and a lot of times, because like after heavy yoke or heavy squat day, you'll do that just to create a little more space. Because you've been so.
Yeah, open the traction up in that lower lumbar.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's exactly. Because when we traction on people in the clinic, if we're doing lumbar traction or something, that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to slightly angle and pull that line, it's about 15 degrees off or so, and then you're trying to create that space between the vertebrae. And so, to an extent, if you're doing it aggressively, where you're swinging down really hard, and so you're aggressively forcing that separation. Yeah, you could cause some damage to some of the ligaments or something like that, potentially. But even then, I wouldn't say that you'd be at massive risk of injury, even with that necessarily. I don't know.
It's my favorite machine.
Yep.
Hands down. I use it all the time. It's the best.
It's great.
Because you can lay there and get a workout in.
Yeah.
And by the way, Isaac, I know we're probably going to wrap up soon, but it occurs to me that we had a discussion earlier that we now have an extra expert to weigh in on. So, Anthony, who's going to break the circus record at Clash on the Coast? Jessica, Sam, both, or none?
Oh, man. I think it's definitely plausible for both. Jessica has some amazing pressing power. I'm excited to see. I don't want to pick a favorite. I think for either of them to do it is definitely plausible.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's potentially both.
Oh, did we pull up this video here?
Yep. They can both do it. Come on. Because that's her doing, she was doing like 4s at 155, right?
Threes, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like threes.
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
Let me
No
see.
problem.
Let's pull up Jessica Fitham as well, so we can do the comparison again.
How much is this here?
She doesn't say. I don't think.
Another listed.
Yeah, and this one she's making the point that she has the crash pad behind her, so she's invented a new movement.
Well, now that Anthony's on the stream, let's hop over to his little walkthrough on how to do a circus dumbbell.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd look at this one.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to wait till he was on the stream.
There we go. Yes.
In all fairness, this was attempt 4.
It
And that was on the
attempt 4.
Bartos, right, Mike? Anthony? That one's nasty. The Bartos.
The Bartos is, yeah. I
It
feel
was
like
attempt 4.
if you can get good with the Bartos, though, I feel like other stuff or other dumbbells tend to be a little bit easier. It's just,
Absolutely.
I will 100%. I got a Bartos one too, and that thing has driven me freaking nuts trying to find just the right spot where it needs to ride through the dip.
Yep.
It'll beat you up. Awesome dumbbell though.
I bought it getting ready for my first Arnold 2018. So I bought it. I drove from Colorado to Jersey to go home for Christmas, and I stopped at Mike Bartow's shop in Ohio and picked it up so I could save on the shipping. So I've had it for a while now, so I've really gotten pretty comfortable with it. But I have another dumbbell. I don't know if I could get this weight in that other dumbbell.
The bat bell?
In that bell, yeah.
Bat bell.
I kind of like the Bartos bell. It's just, it feels like home, when you find a piece of equipment you like.
I wish I could say that about a circus dumbbell.
Yeah, no joke.
Never home.
So Anthony, both for New Jersey winters and Colorado winters, do you put this thing in the trunk for extra traction?
I drove it across the country, man. I did. I was kind of worried, like, man, what if I get an accident and this thing goes like flying through the windshield or something?
Because it's 135 pounds empty.
Yes.
Like it's huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Well, and the bugger is the space in between the bells is longer than a normal one, so you don't get that brace of the forearm on it.
Right. Usually you can kind of, with those more square bells, you can kind of rest part of it on the forearm, create an extra point of contact for that stability. But yeah, with that Bartos bell, it's really all just that wrist stability.
Well, even just to get mine to ride, sometimes I feel like to get that elbow in the right place. I mean, it's so long, my elbow's almost touching just to carry it in the right position.
Yep.
I mean, it's an awesome dumbbell. It can take a beating, and so it's like you said, Anthony. If you've tried that 4 times, man, that's the fact you got on the 4th attempt that's huge.
Well, we weren't gonna let him quit.
4th, huge.
We were not gonna let him quit.
So that's Nick Strauss, one of our coaches at Blacklist in the background, and he hit his 217 in the bat bell. And he did it on his 4th attempt. So after 3, I was like, all right, man, I'm done. And he was like, no. I did it on my 4th. You get 4 tries. And I was like, okay.
You get 4 tries. Because you had locked it out the other, like 2 times before that. You just didn't, like your arm was locked out, but your legs weren't.
I just like didn't stand up and like get the balance right.
Yeah.
So TR, where's your gym at here?
Our gym is in Centennial, Colorado.
So where is that in correlation to Denver? A bunch of my in-laws live over in Denver, so we're in there usually around once a year. So it might give me an excuse to
you should
head over to the gym.
Yeah, it's south of Denver.
Okay.
Not too, about 15, 20 minutes south of Denver.
Okay, so they live in Littleton.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's probably a 25 minute drive. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to come by.
I'm in downtown Denver. It's about 25 minutes. Littleton. Okay. Probably about 25 minutes. Well, I mean, it's the Denver metro area. It's really not too out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, where I'm up by the Canadian border, so anywhere I go is at least 25, 30 minutes.
Okay. Then you'll be good.
All right. We'll make a point next time I'm out there.
Yeah, you have to.
Anthony, did you have any other videos that you wanted to talk about while we're on your Instagram here?
Oh man, I don't know, that video where I was pulling the sled and I fell over. That was funny.
That's a good one.
I was trying to purposely avoid that one, but if you want to bring it up,
do it.
I mean, come on, I don't take myself too seriously.
Do it. Is this where is Kim on the sled?
Yeah, Kim's sitting on the sled. I didn't think it would be that much heavier, like, because I was pulling it with the 2 sandbags on there, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, we'll throw Kim on. Like, she's 140 pounds. Like, I think it was her sitting on the sled, and then it sunk the sandbags to the ground, and so now there's like an extra layer of friction. And I really think that's what did it.
That makes sense.
So I'm trying to pull it, and then I fell right there. And in that moment, I think this was like my 3rd or 4th set, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done.
You still got some good distance on it, at least.
Yeah. And I think if like I had maybe like cleaned the bottom of my shoes off or something, I might have got it a little farther. But it was fun. I had a good time doing that.
Oh, the Mauser.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I wanted to talk about this one a little bit too. I've never tried a Mauser block. It looks like a ton of fun, but it also doesn't.
It's
a lot about the positioning. I really haven't trained with it as a pressing implement a whole lot until getting ready for Clash on the Coast. And it's a lot about just making sure you get your hands right in the middle of that thing and you can balance it on the way up. That's really the hardest part. It's just a unique piece of equipment. The weight's 220, like it's not really that heavy, but it's the balance, it's getting underneath it and not having it fall one way or another. Because there's several videos from this day where like it fell behind me or fallen forward. So like this is the good one, you know.
This is the good one. This is the good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly about balance. It's a really cool piece of equipment, though.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're getting a little bit close to the end. Anything else anyone wants to discuss while we're kind of wrapping it up here,
Or shout out?
Or shout out? Yeah. If anyone has any recommendations for other people we should bring on as guests, definitely let me know, and John and I can try and reach out to them and try and get them on the stream at some point as well. So in the comments or whatever else here.
Isaac, I'll bug Bree, see if we can get her on here.
Yeah, I messaged her a couple times because she said, was it her total was the world record, right?
No, her deadlift.
It was the deadlift? Okay.
She's got a 585 deadlift at 165.
Oh,
Dang.
Yeah, she's a beast. Like,
Wow.
Dang, dude. I mean,
I'm still stronger, but not by much.
Well, I mean, if you, I don't know if anybody watched the hybrid powerlifting meet. Some of the women that were coming out of there was mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty incredible. There's a lot of pound for pound stuff that you watch, and these women nowadays are putting in the work and kicking butt like you would not believe. And it's so cool to see.
That's awesome.
It's been super cool. Yeah.
Strong chicks are awesome.
I'll bug her, Isaac. She just moved to Vegas, but I'll try and bug her for you and see if I can get her to get on here.
Hey, Kelsey and I are heading to Vegas in about 2 weeks or so.
Cool.
So I need to figure out which gym she's working out at because I need to know where I need to train while I'm out there.
She's over at Flex Lewis's new gym, Dragon's Lair. She's training at right now.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
I mean, she's 100 meets at 165, and I'm like 2.5 times her size. And she was helping me with my deadlift. I was like, help me. She just got that flow to deadlift. And she's got this. The way she puts it together is incredible.
Yeah, we were John and I were talking about next week potentially having a kind of like a women's only live stream where get some of the strongest women in the world or whatever, and try and get all them on at the same time.
Yeah, you know what I want to try to do. So Gabby's already down. Gabby Bergholzer's already down.
Nice.
I want to. So tell me what you think of this combination. I'm thinking of Gabby Bergholzer, Christina Bangma, and Leifa Engels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leifa's a beast, dude. She's still that girl can move some weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. So Leifa, if you're watching, I DM'd you. Answer.
Come on, Leifa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Cecil, if you can get a hold of Bree before next Saturday, maybe we can get her on at that time, and then we can just have all these like really strong women on the live stream at the same time.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, there's so many that we have to have a bunch of them. Like we have to do another one with Jessica Fithin, and I know Donna would be down, but her time zone is so off. So I know she would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could have the strong ladies of Blacklist come on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Steve, I know he's super busy, but if Brian ever wants a positive platform, he's always welcome.
Right? I can't hardly get him on the phone myself half the time.
I know. I think Brian is so swamped with everything. Like every now and then, Carrie will reply to me with different stuff, but I think Brian's pretty booked. So we'll see.
Hey, listen, the way I see it is it doesn't hurt to be nice, so I'm being nice right now.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And I'll tell you what, he's probably the nicest strongman that there is out there.
He's the one individual that I've ever felt puny next to. I got to meet him once. He was doing some sort of meet and greet type thing, and I'm 6'5" and 300 pounds, so there's not a lot of people that I feel tiny around. And the one time I got to meet him and shake his hand, I was like, okay, I actually feel average at best when I'm standing next to him. I was like, all right, you're just a massive dude.
And he does that to everybody. You know what I mean? Luke Stoltman is a big dude. Makes Luke. You just go, are you really?
Yeah.
Well, tell them we said hello for sure.
I absolutely will. Hey, and if I could say thank you to everybody who's helped support me through this thing. I got a couple more months before I can go back to work. You guys are a godsend. Where we live is an expensive area. And we thought we were pretty well off and had money saved up. But being out of work for 4 months, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the support and help. And yesterday we came home and there was a note in the mailbox from one of our neighbors. We don't know who they were, but it had red velvet cupcakes and a get well card in there. So not only is Colorado great, but we've received help and encouragement from all over the world. It has made me cry several times thinking about how many people have been reaching out and showing support. And I am in a gratitude for the rest of my life. And I'll figure out a way to return the favor.
It's absolutely our pleasure. I mean, Anthony told me about you, so and he's my buddy. When Anthony says Steve Fotion is a pillar of the Colorado strength community and we need to support him, then we need to support him. So it's our pleasure.
Yep.
I greatly appreciate it very, very much.
Yep.
We're here for you, Steve.
Cross sign things on the auction the last few days, so I'm waiting for it to start slowing down so I can throw more money at it. But I'm gunning for one of those shirts right now.
Yeah.
There's going to be new ones here in another 6 months. August. August the Shaw Classic 2 starts, and there'll be a whole bunch of new products out there. And this time we're bringing 16 athletes, so it'll be a whole new show. Yeah, it'll be amazing.
Awesome. Well, we support you, Steve. We're here to help.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much for everyone coming on the live stream, taking time out of your day. And definitely, I mean, it'd be awesome if we could have everybody come on every single weekend, but it doesn't quite work that way. But yeah, next couple weeks, next couple months, we'll try and get everyone back on at some point and do some updates with how your training's going and all that sort of stuff. And just say hi again,
Okay.
Absolutely. Once again, if you're watching this right now, please make sure to try and follow all these beautiful people on Instagram. Check out My Blog Strongest Man on YouTube as well. Follow his channel. His channel will be the one hosting it next week. We go back and forth each week. And yeah, that's about it for today. Any closing comments, John? Or
are you on mute?
You're muted.
You're not.
Yep, sorry. I just want to express my gratitude that everybody that jumped on. Tanna Rae Manthe, Steve Fotion, Cecil Robinson, Muscles Marinara, Anthony San Lorenzo, and Justin Menning from earlier. So thank you, everybody, for jumping on. I learned a ton, like I always do. Great opinions, great experience, and I think the audience really will enjoy it quite a bit as well. So as Isaac said, follow everybody. Follow Hunger Smash Fitness. I don't think he mentioned himself. So make sure you subscribe to Hunger Smash Fitness on YouTube and on Instagram. Like this stream. I am My Blog Strongest Man on YouTube and My Blog Strongest on Instagram. So thanks again for joining us. We'll be back next week with another great cast of guests. And thank you all once again.
Thank you.
Stay healthy, stay strong.
Yeah.
So if you like this video and haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing using that button right there. And also stay tuned for some other videos that you might love blooping up right there. This one is the one that YouTube thinks that you will like the best, and this one is the one that I think you will like the best. As always, share this with everyone, and until next time, ciao, homie.